संदीप, वेरी गुड इवनिंग। वेरी गुड इवनिंग। मैं प्रणाम करता हूँ आपको संदीप जी। हो सकता है आज मेरे फेसबुक पे भी आप जुड़े थे, तो हमारी आज ही दोस्ती हुई है, आज ही रिक्वेस्ट आया था आपका, तो आज आप यहाँ पर भी आ गए। बहुत बहुत मैं स्वागत करता हूँ। आपके हृदय के भीतर जो बस रहा परमात्मा है, उसको नमन करता हूँ। तो यहाँ से इस यात्रा का आरंभ करें। चाहे तो जुड़ें, चाहे तो जुड़ें, एक रिक्वेस्ट डाल दें, मैं एक्सेप्ट कर लूंगा और बातें कर सकते हैं। बुला लें जी, संदीप जी को बुला लें।
जरूर, कोई बात नहीं, सभी को बुलाइए।
So whoever wants to join, please send me a request. I will let you all in. Right now we are with Bunny. Bunny is from India. He's a very good friend of mine, and he's from Punjab. And we are good friends. We know each other. So if the rest of the people, if they are from different parts of the world, if they want to join, please join. And we shall be discussing about spirituality, philosophy, the very day-to-day struggles of life, what questions we can raise, what questions we can answer, and what are the very things that are needed to be talked about. So these are the things we shall be discussing about spirituality, God, life, love, etc., etc. Whatever questions you have in your head, you can simply ask, and I will answer. So whatever questions you can form, any question from any field, be it even science and technology or politics, geopolitics, be it anything, you can simply ask, and I will be trying my level best to answer your questions. That is my first and foremost attempt, in a very optimistic manner, to be able to answer your questions so that you feel a state of contentment having gone through the answers. So Sahil has come. Sahil, please join us. Sahil speaks English as well, although she is from Turkey, and she can translate for Nidya as well. So both of you, please send me a request. I will let you. Esteemed greetings. Yeah, hello, Sahil.
Hello.
Sahar, hello, hello. Sahar is from Israel, Turkey, and she is presently residing perhaps in the United States of America, if I'm not wrong. And she's also there. And
hello.
Esteemed greetings.
Hello.
Hello, hello. How are you?
Good. I'm waiting for Sibel to join us.
Yeah, please, please.
I actually only have like 10 minutes. We are here voicing Humeira.
Mm-hmm.
Did she send a request yet?
Okay. Esteemed greetings to you, Nidya.
İyi
Merhaba.
akşamlar. Merhaba. Nasılsınız?
Koşturmacı geçti biraz bugün. Ama olsun, en azından bir faydamız olsun çocuğa. Shashi, I'm going to explain about the baby. Baby is 3 years old, has SMA type 1. Her family had a baby after when they were 40 years old. They couldn't have one, so this is their miracle child. So we actually are here. They cannot afford this medication. It's a spinal muscular atrophy. They cannot afford the medication. It's a gene disorder. The medication is very expensive. We are here collecting donations for the medication. Altı istersen sen şey yap, Shashi pin yapsın.
Okay.
The donation site, can you pin it so people that are seeing and joining can see?
Please send me the very link. I will pin it.
Yorumlara atar mısın şeyi, donation sitesine? We tried it.
Yeah, please send me the.
She sent it to you before?
Perhaps, but it was not the link. It was only text. It was something which couldn't be clicked at that time. So you should be sending me something that can be clicked and the site could be accessed. So that's the thing.
Ben babadan alayım, hemen atıyorum.
Okay, she's gonna write on the comments if you can pin it for her.
Yeah, definitely I will pin it.
Okay. We have people all around the world trying to show humanity, trying to tell people there are kids out there that need help. There are families that need help. They need help. Donate with their donations. They can live. There is no other way that these kids can survive. Even your $1, 1 penny, it makes a huge difference. It adds up, and it makes a huge difference in these kids' lives. Think about it. Their daughter is 3 years old. and the father and the mother cannot afford the medication. They're either going to wait for their daughter to die, or they're going to ask help from all of us. She probably is going to come back in. Okay, Shaz?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Actually, it is my earnest request to everybody, whoever is listening to this video. Actually, Seher has been on a very welfare-oriented cause for the protection of those children who are ailing and who are suffering from very, very rare diseases. And these diseases require a lot of investment, millions of dollars. And it is not affordable for the family members to incur that investment on their own. So we shall need the help, the cooperation of a lot of people, perhaps thousands or millions of people who can just donate, and for this loyal cause, for this humanitarian cause, they can donate, and this child could be helped, could be saved. And not just this child, we are on a mission to save millions and millions of children, and these children are the future of this very world. Who becomes the next prime minister of which nation, that is not something which can be predicted very easily. So it is
I think
a very,
she did.
very
I think
human
she did.
oriented
Do you
cause.
see it? Can you pin that?
Yeah, I will pin it.
Okay.
I just
And
pinned
if
it.
we can get her back in. Now, the thing is, I appreciate what you are doing here. You're trying to voice her in your country.
Definitely, it is my endeavor to do more and more for the people. That is what I am doing right now.
Thank you so much. Like, I appreciate it. The family appreciates it. This little girl is 3 years old. She does not have much time left. So whatever we can do. Did she send you a request to join back in?
Yeah.
She has more information on this, so.
Definitely.
And I don't want people to say, oh, my penny is not going to save her. Believe me, we saved like 3-4 kids already.
Yeah. We have already saved a lot of children, and this is the next child that we are going to save. So everybody is requested to donate as much as possible. Whatever you can donate, please donate. Even if $1 is possible, please do it. Do not feel ashamed that you are donating very less. It is all right.
They're calling
It will mean a lot to the family.
Shazi, I'm going to come back. Ikra Deniz is going to Dubai. So let me go over there for 1 minute. I will be back.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm going to be right back.
Okay. We shall be looking forward to you.
वाह, ऐसे इंसान होने चाहिए दुनिया में। मैं तो इंसान ही ऐसे होने चाहिए।
Having more and more children like this. Kimia Omani is also there. So Kimia, perhaps she is from Canada or US, I don't know. Kimia, if you want to join, you can join. Perhaps you speak English as well. So people who can speak in English and who can understand English, please join. And one request I've got. Okay, Nidya is willing to join. Nidya, please welcome. Actually, Nidya understands only Turkish, so that is the only problem. Otherwise, we can easily talk to her, and it will be good enough. Yeah. So Nidya, can you understand what I'm saying?
Don't speak English, I'm Turkish.
Okay, it's all right. So Seher is back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Şimdi çocuğun durumunu anlattık. Biraz söyledik. Çocuğun durumunu anlattık. Bağış şeyi de altta IBAN'ı pin yaptık. İnşallah çocuğun sesini duyururuz. Ben onun kendisinin açıklamasını istiyorum bunu. You can explain to your viewers about what we are doing here, if you like.
Definitely. Actually, we are on a mission to help as many children as possible. These children are suffering from some kind of incurable and very, very terrible diseases. These are very rare diseases, genetic diseases. Not everybody goes through or suffers through these diseases. And it requires a lot of investment in millions and billions of dollars. And it is simply not affordable, not within the reach of ordinary families to get the treatment. And in that way, we need a lot of people from all across the globe to step in and do something for this loyal and humanitarian cause. We require people, we require the association of not just people or civil societies, but also the governments, institutional frameworks that will help a lot of children. And we are looking forward to open a separate donation channel. When I open my own organization, the spiritual society that I'm going to build, we shall be building our own donation channel through which donations will be coming from all across the globe, from every country. And these children will be helped instantaneously, earnestly, and as better as possible.
And if they are
so that is
heard
our
in
basic
every
endeavor.
country, that means that with a lot of people with little donations, we can save these kids. Your $1,
Definitely.
think about it. Everybody from every country, your $1, $5, 1 penny, 2 pennies, doesn't matter, will add up, and they will be saved first, like soon. And that's what we are saying here. Like, this is what is going to help these kids is us together. We have to be together. Share her on your stories. Follow her on her page. Follow her on your page.
Definitely, undoubtedly, it is very true. We should share the word, we should spread the word as much as possible, and we should endeavor greatly so that this cause could be fulfilled and the mission could be accomplished timely and efficiently. That is our whole mission, that is our whole purpose. And we are just looking forward to it. The association of people, when they step in, when they donate for this loyal cause, it will be good for everybody. It may be your child, it may be my child, it may be anybody's. Pardon?
Ikra Deniz's page is constantly messaging me, but I don't want to leave you guys because Humeida's situation. Ikra Deniz is going to Dubai Tuesday. So next is Humeida. We need your help. We need everybody's help.
So the next child is Humeida. Ikra Deniz, is she all right? Ikra Deniz, is she all right?
She is. She's actually flying to Dubai on Tuesday.
Okay, she's recovering.
Yes. So
that's a good news.
Please, we need everybody's support. Whoever's watching this, I don't care what country you're from. These kids have campaign that is, you can donate from any country. Go to our page, go to tap link. You can see all the donation sites coming up. You can donate from every country. It does not matter. And your $1, $5, it does not matter. Every amount will help. It will help.
Even one single dollar means a lot.
A lot, yes.
Actually, it is a sea, but every drop counts. Every drop has a value, and this value is unprecedented, unimaginably great. We must not underestimate the value of one single drop.
Yes, and don't think to yourself, what is $1? No, if you can't donate it, then share her story. Let other people hear it. Tell your friends. Tell them there's sick kids out there that need help. Follow Humeida's page. Share her on your stories. Let other friends hear them. Please. Don't let these kids die because they can't afford it.
And it is my humble request to everybody, when you share the story, please tag the newspaper organizations as well, the media agencies, the governments, the departments. If they see the story and if they can do something, it would be a great thing for all of us. If you cannot donate, please at least spare a few minutes for yourself and just tag all the agencies. Even if it is possible for the WHO to be tagged, please tag them. And if they look forward to it, if they watch it, they will surely do something. If somebody comes up and is humble enough, novel enough, they will do something.
You never know. Share her, talk about her. You never know who's going to be generous enough to donate more. You never know.
Definitely.
I'm going to explain to her what I was just saying. Şu an dediğimiz şey, yani arkadaşlarınıza söyleyin, takip edin, storylerinizi paylaştırın. Çünkü kimin kime vesile olacağı belli olmuyor. Ve onun da dediği gibi iş yerlerine söyleyin, organizasyonlara söyleyin. Hiç önemli değil, yani bir şekilde duyurun bu çocukları artık. Ama bizim şu anki konumuz dediğin gibi Hümeyra ve bizim bir an önce bu çocuğu ilacına yetiştirmemiz lazım. This little girl does not have much time, guys. Her family cannot afford it. They only have one child. They tried for years, they couldn't have a kid. They finally have a baby and she has a genetic disorder. If they lose her, if she dies, they cannot have a kid anymore. You know how
it would be a catastrophic event for the whole family. You must understand the very gravity of the situation as soon as possible.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Please do not stop donating. If you're donating, just write it on the comments. If you're hearing us, share her on your stories. You can also follow.
Please do share.
She is one of the volunteers. She can help you with any questions and she can send you donation sites. Senin sayfanı da takip edip senin sayfandan da sorabilirler bu çocuğu dedim onlara. Bir şekilde sana da ulaşabilirler. So please,
definitely,
any country, it does
just
not
spread
matter.
the word and donate as much as possible.
Yes, this is humanity. It could be me, you, or her tomorrow. Don't say that this is not one of us. It's not happening to us, so it's okay. It will happen to you tomorrow in a different way, but it will happen. You will face it. You cannot ignore somebody else's problem. This is not humanity. That's not why we are living.
Life is all about probability. Life is all about teamwork and collective efforts.
Yes.
If we join together as a team and invest our efforts in a proper direction, in a channelized way, anything can be done.
Yes. Give
all
today
the
so
previous
you can receive tomorrow.
Inventions, the greatest developments in human history, it has been done only through teamwork, collective effort, collective knowledge, collective consciousness. So if we cannot work as a team, we just cannot do anything.
True.
If we underestimate just one cause, if something bad happens to us, something inauspicious happens to us, then nobody else will be there to help us out, because we also were somebody who did not help them out. If we cannot do something for others, we cannot expect anything in return.
This is
That
true.
is something to be taken for granted.
I'm going to explain what you just said. Dediği gibi bugün insanlık yapmazsanız yarın kimseden insanlık beklemeyin diyor. Her ülkeden $1 bile verseniz diyor, bu çocukların hepsini kurtarabiliriz. Yani bizleri ne yapar ne yıkar demek istiyor. O yüzden biz bütün dünyada her ülkeye bu çocukların sesini duyurmak istiyoruz. Keşke bizim ülkemize de gelse. Bizim ülkemizde bu çocukların daha fazla yardıma ihtiyacı var diye düşünüyorum ben. Bizim ülkemize ilaç gelse bu kadar çocuklar için duyurmaya çalışmayız en azından. Biliyorum bunu. Aynen bu kardeşimizin de dediği gibi o da duyurmaya çalışıyor. Benim fazla zamanım yok dedim ya, öteki taraftan da çağırıyorlar ve çıkmam gerekecek. Sen kal istersen.
Yani biz işte anlaşamıyoruz maalesef. Hani kalmam
okusan sadece Hümeyra'nın şeyini söylese.
Tabii ki olur.
She's gonna stay. I'm gonna have to go, but she is gonna stay and she's gonna tell about Hümeyra''s sickness. So once in a while, if you like to give her a chance to explain that would be great. I am so thankful to you. You're doing such a good job. Even just off.
I am thankful to all of you. You are doing something good for the welfare of the people, for the safety of these children, to protect these children. It means a lot to all of us. Whether the children belong to America or Turkey or Pakistan, it doesn't matter. Children are children. Boundaries are boundaries. Please do not discriminate against people on the basis of boundaries. Yes. Boundaries divide people, emotions connect people.
Yes.
That is what which matters.
But not everybody thinks like you. And we are trying to show people that there is a community out there that thinks like this. We are all together. All of us are together. There's no difference. I don't care.
That is the very purpose of my revolution.
I don't care if you're Turkish. I don't care if you're, I don't know, Algeria. It doesn't matter. We're all the same. They're all of our kids. So thank you so much. I appreciate you. I'm sorry I only came for a little bit of time. I just came for
I understand. You're quite occupied.
Görüşürüz tekrar. Bye. Wish you guys luck.
So Nidya is there. Nidya, perhaps you will not understand, but try to understand. Can you understand anything, whatever I'm speaking?
Arkadaşlar,
can you understand?
Uzun yayını gerçekleştiriyor. Sevmen Tıkırıyoruz kas hastası yavrumuz için. Buradayız. Başa tuttular. Bana desteklerinizi bekliyoruz. Çocuklarımızın yaşama şansı var. Hepinizin bildiği gibi maddiyata dayalı. Bir an önce tedaviye gönderebilmemiz için hepinizin maddi, manevi her türlü desteklerinize ihtiyacımız var. Sağlık Köşelik Üçgen'den yayını paylaşabilirsiniz. Yorum kısmına eşinizi, dostunuzu etiketleyebilirseniz çok mutlu oluruz.
Definitely. Perhaps I did not understand everything, but the way you told it was nice. Perhaps it was regarding helping the people, the children. It was good enough, and we are looking forward to it, and we shall be doing our bit to understand the concern and just get into it and help as many children as possible. So Nidya, you are also requested to ask me some questions. If you have, just to get it translated through Google Translate and ask the question, and I will be just answering. I talk about life, philosophy, spirituality, emotional connection, the very problems in life that we undergo and face on a daily basis. So it is all about the upliftment of the consciousness, the heart-to-heart connection, the very values of humanity, how we should behave, how we should act, how we should talk, what we should understand, what we should not understand, what we should discard, what we should not. So it is all about this spiritual revolution. Please, you, my brother, if you want to ask something, please do ask. Bunny, your name is very awesome. Perhaps I forget most of the times. It's quite new. So Bunny, please ask questions. You have a lot of questions. I do know about it.
How people feel during the depression?
Depression is a very natural phenomenon these days. The way people have been living their lives, it is nothing but depression. You're only suppressing yourself, your desires, your emotions, everything. You're living by what the society tells you to live. You're living according to a systematic order the society is compelling you to follow for a very long time. The society is responsible. This socio-cultural framework, socio-political framework is responsible for the depression of people. People are depressed because they cannot do what they actually want to. People are depressed because they do not get what they actually want to get. And whatever you want to do, the society will not accept it. Whatever you want to get in return, the society is never going to provide it. Even if you're doing something better, something pious, something very humane, the society will not accept it. It will outrightly reject and discard it. Depression is that mental framework, is that state of mind which comes up only because you have suppressed yourself for a very long time. You stop drinking water. Over a period of time, you will feel depressed. You stop eating, you will feel depressed. You stop loving people, you will feel depressed. The very gap, the very lacuna that is created when people don't feel loved and cannot love anybody either. Depression is the sheer outcome. It is the very natural outcome. It manifests. It will arrive in your life. And trust me, when it happens, you will not be able to do anything. The root cause behind every kind of depression is a lack of love, lack of concern. The society is not careful towards you. The family is not careful towards you. The religious order is not careful towards you. And you yourself are not careful towards your own concern, towards your own betterment. And that is the reason why depression is a commonplace phenomenon. It should not happen. But what to do? The kind of society we live in, depression is very common. It is predictable. When you hit 16, 17 years age, it is quite common for you to go into a deep stage of depression.
Is there is many comments.
Highlight is there. Murad Kaplan, 34 is there. She wants to join. Okay, I will invite her. Okay, perhaps he's a man. Okay. Kaplan. Let me see who he is.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Esteemed greeting.
Hello, my name is Murad Kaplan. I'm coming from UK. I'm coming from England. How are you, everyone? Everyone's okay?
Okay, you're from England.
I'm fine.
How
are you?
There's a lot of sound down here. I couldn't hear you. I just come and say for hi to everyone. Then I want to say hi to Sibel, because she's my friend. She's got very good heart and she's always helped the kids and helped everyone. She's like an angel. Then I wish we will have a good dominate money tonight. Then because she's very needed. She hasn't got a very short time for go to Dubai. Then I'm sorry about there's a lot of sound in here. I just come before to say hi.
It's all right. Some kind of echo is happening. It is all right. But as these things happen when you are surrounded by things,
I keep following you, and I just share all my friends, then share all my business partners, then because every single penny is so important for the touch the shit life. Then
yeah, we understand.
Definitely. Are you from India?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes,
I'm
I got
from
lots
India.
of Indian friends.
We all
in
are
here.
from India.
Yes.
This man is also from India.
I have lots of Indian friends in here. They was working with me.
Definitely.
This is such a
It's
nice
quite a
guy, such a
remarkable
nice guy.
thing.
Nice to meet you guys. Nice to meet you. Güzel Hanım, kusura
Thank
bakmayın.
you.
Burada çok ses var. Sizi de yalnız bırakmak istemedim.
Çok teşekkür
Çok zor
ediyorum.
ses duyuyorum.
Ben de müsaadelerini istiyorum. İletebilirseniz çok mutlu olurum.
Efendim?
Ben de müsaadelerini istiyorum. İletebilirseniz çok mutlu olurum.
She wants to going as well because she got the kids and she needs to look after his families as well. Then say bye to you. She said bye everyone. Okay guys, nice to meet you.
Okay, I bid farewell to both.
Bye-bye. And Sibel's want to say bye as well.
See you next time. Yeah.
Bye-bye.
See you next time. Yeah.
Görüşmek üzere. Çok teşekkür ederim.
Ben teşekkür ederim. Sizi yalnız bırakmak istemedim. Çok ses var, duyamıyorum.
Yeah, that is very much understandable. Thank you very much.
Bana da müsaade. Görüşmek üzere.
Yeah. Okay. So, Bunny, the depression kind of thing we were discussing, the very question was about depression. Depression is that phenomenon which happens in life when you are not able to live your life the best way possible. When life is not lived in its utmost certainty, in its utmost promise, joy, vigor, vitality, energy, and dignity. When the component of spirituality also is absent, depression happens. And I am very much bewildered to see that even small children who are adolescents, they also go through depression. Those who are only 14, 15-year-old people, they go through depression. Why? The very ingredient behind their depression is the lack of love. They love somebody and they cannot get love in reciprocation. They want to get love in return. And when they do not get it, they feel depressed. They want to have money. When they do not make it, they feel depressed. They want to please their bodies. When they're not able to do it, they feel depressed. They want to get respect. When they do not get it in return, they feel depressed. Many reasons are there. There are countless reasons due to which depression can happen. But there is only one root cause: the insensitive behavior of the society. The society is callous, is not very concerned about the people. That is why depression is there. The governments are not sensible enough to take care of this problem, to help the people overcome this issue, and that is why depression is there. It is prevalent, widely prevalent everywhere, be it India, be it America, be it England, be it Turkey, be it any country. All across the globe, similarly, the problem is there. Even in New Zealand, which is said to be a very developed country, as far as even education is concerned. This is the only country whose educational outcome happens to be the best. Still depression is there. South Korea, you see South Korea. What is the condition of South Korea? People are teaching others, students are learning all the time. The burden of examinations is there. And out of this burden, they cannot cope with the pace of life and they cannot improve well in their lives and they just suffer a lot. They have a lot of burden on themselves. They are only thinking about their examinations. And they are scared what will happen if they do not perform well. If that fear is deeply ingrained in the mind, in the heart, depression will happen. When love is not present in life, when human beings, the very natural human tendency is to love people and get love in return. If it is not present in a holistic manner, then the development that will happen is nothing but depression. This natural urge and tendency of humanity, it is suppressed by the society. If you love somebody, society will be against it. Society is only favoring capitalism and propaganda. There's a big propaganda going on everywhere. And this propaganda is going on not due to the governments, it is due to the people. The people have yet not been able to transform themselves or evolve themselves into beings who are able to understand the concern of each other properly. And that is why depression is there. There are several reasons that are responsible, but only one thing that I need to tell you, that if the spiritual evolution of people is not happening the best way possible, depression will persist consistently forever. It is not going to cease. It is not going to stop. It is going to remain. If we do not do something right now, right away, immediately, very seriously, it is not going to go away. It will stay. and it will destroy the whole of the civilization. Because if you look properly, everybody is depressed. More than 90% of the world population, they are mentally ill to some extent. Perhaps they are not able to show it or express it well. Even they themselves do not know that they are going through some sort of mental disorder. It is very difficult to understand or realize, because mental disorders are in diversity. There are certain mental disorders which have yet not been named by the doctors as well, let alone realizing the kind of mental disease you are suffering from. So more than 90% of the world population, everybody is going through some sort of mental issue. Why? Because the society is corrupt. Because the way we live our lives, it is corrupt. And when corruption is present in the very spirit of life, we shall corrupt our minds, we shall corrupt our hearts, we shall corrupt our life energies, and depression is common. Depression is there. When there is no sexual freedom and liberty, when there is no romantic liberty, when there is no intellectual and spiritual liberty in the society, depression is there. Human beings need a lot of things to cater to their needs. There are certain needs like physiological needs, social needs, safety needs, self-esteem needs, self-actualization needs. And even if one need is not taken care of, it's not taken into consideration, then the very consequence that will result, it is nothing but a depression. You're depressed with yourself. You're depressed with the society. You're depressed with the family. You're depressed with your religion. You're depressed due to the politics. You're depressed due to the prime minister, the president, your friends, your colleagues, your boss, everybody. Even inanimate things that are not alive. When you are depressed, you look at them with utter despondency and cruelty and anger. Why? Because you're not happy with yourself. When happiness does not arrive in yourself, when you're not happy with yourself, when you're not in a state of contentment with yourself, when you do not love yourself, when you do not regard yourself, depression will happen.
How
a
we
person who
love
cannot
with
love himself, yeah,
how we love with us. मैं
how
अपने
we
आप
can
से
love ourselves. I can
हम्म
understand. We have to love ourselves not because we have to love ourselves. We have to love ourselves because loving ourselves is the only way through which you can love others. Having self-esteem, self-respect, it is important to give rise to self-love. When you do things your way, when you are allowed to do things your way, as nicely as possible, without hindrances, without obstructions or hurdles, you will start loving yourself. When you are completely channelized on the very track of life where you are able to do what you intend to do, you're doing what you are supposed to be doing, when you are feeling what you are supposed to be feeling, and nobody is right there to go against you, to pelt stones at you, to revolt against you, because that is a natural cause, that is a human cause. If that is there, you will start loving yourself, and love will happen. You will not have to love yourself, you will not have to exert any effort from your side to love yourself. No, it will happen. And when you're truly loving yourself, let me tell you one thing, dear friend, loving others is easier.
yes when you
But when
read
you are
start yeah
when you are frustrated with yourself, when you are only saddened by your lifestyle, by the way your life has been shaped, designed, or molded, you will not ever be able to love anybody else ever, let alone loving God. Let alone loving God.
there is no question but I thought when you starting read books.
It was way back when I was 5 or 6 years old, or even before that. I had started reading books when I had started reading, actually. So when I was starting to read, I started reading books at the very same time. It happened spontaneously, it happened simultaneously. And it was one of the best experiences I have ever had. Reading books was the best thing I could ever do in my life. And still I read books. I have read numerous books. But let me tell you one thing very honestly, no matter how many books I read, I still feel that I'm falling short of reading books. I still read books and still I feel that no matter how many books I read, I would still feel a state of discontentment. I will not be satisfied. Books contain knowledge. They speak a lot, and just while sitting in your room, on your couch or on your bed, or even while standing and walking and reading the book, you talk to a lot of people. Other people who are miles away from you, thousands of kilometers away, you oceans away from you, they can share their experiences by those written words, and that is what book actually means. The entails. They entail this thing. The very entailment is like this. Books are value. Books are knowledge.
Books are good friends.
And books are the best friends of ours. Let me tell you one thing. We cannot have many friends, and we cannot trust them either. The first and the foremost thing here is that we can have many followers on Instagram, many friends on Facebook. But trust me, we cannot have more than 2 or 3 friends in our lives who actually help us, who actually care for us. Most of the times, perhaps even these people do not care for us or help us when we are in need, when we require them. So at that time, books come to rescue. They'll teach you a lot of things. You can learn a lot of things from books. And when you are in some struggle in life, some sort of problematic situation, when you are overburdened by the very challenges of life, books will safeguard you. Books will show you the correct path.
There is some comments. Can you see comments?
Yeah. But I do not understand the language. Okay, she has commented. Kanati, actually the name I cannot spell or pronounce. But Burda Neker Oloyo. I do not know what it means. You can translate in English if possible. I understand only English. I'm so sorry for that, but I understand only English. So if possible, please translate that through Google Translate and just post it. I will look forward to it. I understand only English and Hindi, so I'm very sorry if something is written in a different language. It will be difficult for me to understand. प्रश्न करें, मैं उत्तर दे दूंगा. जो भी प्रश्न है आपके मन में, जो भी सोच सकते हैं, जो भी पूछ सकते हैं, पूछें और जवाब मिलेगा. क्योंकि हृदय से भरकर पूछेंगे प्रश्न तो उत्तर मिल जाएगा. मिलना तय है. मिलेगा ही.
चलो, प्रश्न तो बहुत होते हैं, प्रश्न तो कभी खत्म ही नहीं होंगे. अपने बारे में बताइए कुछ, लाइफ की जर्नी, कोई इंसिडेंस.
जीवन का सफर आप मुझसे पूछते हैं कि जीवन के बारे में मैं बताऊं. जीवन के बारे में बताने के लिए बहुत कुछ है, फिर भी कुछ भी नहीं है. जीवन एक लंबा सफर रहा और मेरा जन्म हुआ और इस सफर में मैं एंटर कर गया. इस सफर में मैं जुड़ गया. मैं चलता रहा, सफर आगे बढ़ता रहा, कारवां आगे बढ़ता रहा. जो भी चीजें सामने आई, जो भी वक्त सामने आया, मैंने देखा, पूरे होश में देखा, चीजों को समझा. मैंने बहुत कुछ सीखा. हर हालत से, जिंदगी के हर पहलू से मैंने सीखा है.
इंग्लिश में बोलिए,
यहाँ तक पहुंचा. इंग्लिश में बोलूं?
हाँ जी, वो बाकी भी देख रहे हैं ना, फिर उनको मुश्किल होगी. मैं तो समझ रहा हूँ, समझ पूरी आ रही है.
All right. I will talk to them in English. So, if you ask me about my life, it has been a long journey. It has been an out-and-out exploration and adventure into the unknown. It has always been an uncharted territory. I never knew what the next moment will bring to my life, what I am going to experience the next moment, what kind of challenges I am going to face the next moment, what life is all about in the future, what life is about to promise, what life is about to promise not at all. That is how I have lived my life, in complete uncertainty, in complete wilderness, wildness, and I have lived very dangerously. I have lived very, very dangerously. I have not cared about anybody, what others are telling about me, what others are thinking about me. I have never cared about them. And I will never care about them either in the future as well. That is something which can be taken for granted. My life is my own struggle. My life is my own pursuit. My life is my own enjoyment. My life is my own journey. It's my own loving endeavor. That is to be understood. That is to be understood. It was a very challenging yet a very satisfying life. It was a dangerous one. It was an unpredictable one. It was an uncertain one. It was a struggle. But it was love. Many people came, many people went away. Many people accepted, many people rejected. Many books I read, many books I threw. A lot of topics I studied, a lot of things I wanted to forget, I forgot. I did forget, I have forgotten. I will not remember. Memory has been very strong, memory has been very weak. Both these things go hand in hand together, concomitantly. Some things I remember, some things I do not. Some things I want to remember, some things I do not want to forget, some things I do not want to remember at all. That is how life has always been. Since a very young age, have I been reading a lot of things. I have been sermonizing my own philosophy. I have become a philosopher at a very tender age. When I was around 5-6 years old, I started philosophizing. I started telling people how to live life and how not to live your life. What you should do, what you should not do. That was my whole agenda. People used to listen sometimes, people did not used to listen sometimes. That is all right. I did not care. I kept talking, I kept speaking, I kept writing, I kept interacting with the people. I kept making them understand my philosophical insights. I kept doing. I did not stop. Nobody could prevent me from doing anything what I wanted to do. I did not bother about anything. And I will not bother about anything ever in my life. Whether somebody shoots me a bullet or beheads me, it is something I do not care about. I do not bother. You have the courage, you come up and do whatever you want to do. And I will not be scared. I will not be intimidated. That is my whole encouragement to me, to other people. That is my motivation, that is my inspiration. Do not walk out. Do not give up. Do not let yourself get shackled by the compulsions and impulses of others. Love yourself by hook or by crook, without any terms and conditions, unconditional. And when you are loving somebody else as well, love her or love him unconditionally. There should be no terms and conditions. Not at all. Never. If there are terms and conditions, it is not love. It is not love. It is only a mutual exchange, a trade-off of emotions. That is only a propaganda. That is only imitation. That is only unreal and fake. It has no pragmatism. It has no reality. It has no creativity. It has no promise. It has no present, no future, no past, no story, nothing. Nothing. So my life is the symbolism of courage, determination, wildness, erotica, love, romance, kisses, hugs, everything. Also about sex. My life is a complete package. Every life is a complete package. The only thing that we forget often is that we forget that life is a complete package. We try to live life in confinement, in limitations. And that is what does the imprisonment. We are imprisoned in this confinement, in this shackle. We are limited. We are living a life of utmost confinement and limitation. The actual potential of ours, it will never be revealed. It will never be exposed. It will never be realized. And life will go down as something which is very, very ordinary, insignificant, meaningless, purposeless. Purposeless. Purposeless. And one more thing I would like to add, life has no purpose of itself. Life has no purpose. Life is absolutely purposeless. But if you take life being a purposeless thing, in that way that something is absolutely purposeless, it is not worth living. No, not in that way. Life is absolutely purposeless. in the very context that if there is some purpose of life associated with life, then that purpose will get some meaning greater than the meaning of life. It will become something very, very greater than the very meaning of life itself. That purpose would become greater, a thing greater, a concept than the very concept of life itself. But what I say is that life is a concept in itself. It is its own purpose. Life is its own purpose. To live life is the greatest purpose. There is no other purpose that you should look for. Life is its own purpose. We are always finding purpose in many things, in a diversity of things. But what we often forget is that life is its own purpose. If we live life accordingly, if we live life holistically and fully, then I must tell you, whatever purpose we design or imagine in life, it will culminate into reality. It will absolutely, absolutely be realized. It will manifest. It will happen in the real fabric. Like this. So my life is a lesson. My life is poetry. My life is a song. It's a lesson of dance. The differences that we have created on this very plane of existence, I have come to abolish and obliterate them. I will delete them. And I will make people come close to each other. I will tell them to hug each other and kiss each other. What is wrong? You hug hundreds and thousands of people. What is wrong in this idea? You kiss thousands of people. What is wrong in this idea? But if you shoot a bullet to somebody, that is wrong. That is abominable. That is disgusting. That is inhumane. That is evil, wicked, reprehensible, condemnable. Absolutely, absolutely condemnable. Whether on religious grounds or political grounds or social grounds or cultural grounds, whatever grounds or personal event. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. I have come to change the very status quo, where people have long been believing that money is everything, capitalism is everything. We can live life by owning our own houses, by earning our own money, and buying our own groceries. No. There are 6 people in the house, perhaps, for example, or 7 people. Some sound is coming from your side. If you can just do away with the sound, it would be good enough.
It's right now?
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Okay. Where was I?
Hello.
Where was I? What I was talking about? Could you tell me?
Your sound not come properly. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. So I was telling that life is unacceptable in a way where society forces you to do things its own way. If you do not live your life on your own terms and conditions, it is not going to be acceptable. It is not going to be acceptable. My life has been a long journey of both love and hatred. Hatred was also love for me. I was given hatred by a lot of people because what I was doing was a spirituality, and people have always been against spirituality. You only pretend to accept and worship God. But let me tell you one thing with utmost clarity, with utmost sense, that if God himself comes before you to guide you and mentor you and talk to you, you will disregard. You will reject outrightly straight away. And you will start evaluating even the God. You will start evaluating even God. Whether God can clear UPSC, whether God can do entrepreneurship, whether God can remember all the scriptures, whether God can do this or that, whether God can do magic or not, whether God can climb a mountain or fly in the sky or not. These are the questions you will certainly ask God even. So that is why it is your disastrous issue. It is your calamity. It is not God's. God will never be able to express himself in a way so that he is considered as an entity who is considering the society in a state of mind to accept him or accept his proofs. No, God will never prove himself. Had that been the fact of the matter, then Jesus would have proved himself by saving himself during the crucifixion. He did not do it because it was absolutely not needed. If you are doing something to destroy somebody, and if it is something which is your final will, God will not go against you. It is your free will. Okay, kill him. God will come back. He will be resurrected, and he was resurrected. Christ is the best example, best suited example. That consciousness cannot die. Consciousness will always be resurrected. Consciousness will always come back. It will always come back. Had Jesus desired, he could have been saved. Nobody could do anything because he was the Son of God. But why did he die during crucifixion? It is just because the humanity wanted to do it. And he was not going against humanity at that time. And later, when he was resurrected, when he had died and came back, people did realize they have done a blunder. It is always too late when we realize that we have blundered. But while we are blundering, we never realize the absolute fact of the matter. And that is something which happens to be very concerning, which happens to be the biggest lacuna in the whole of the human civilization. In the whole of the human civilization. I am right now 26 years old. But the kind of experience I have gathered and accumulated by living my life, by inculcating myself in this very phenomenon, so deeply, so profoundly, by interacting with the people, lots of people, diversity of people from many cultural and religious backgrounds, many countries, many villages, many cities. One thing I have found common everywhere. Humans are humans. Humans want freedom. Humans want love. Humans want care. Humans want emotions. Humans want delicateness. They want tastefulness. They want to enjoy. They want to have fun. Let them have fun. Let them enjoy this life. This life is not going to be very long. It is a very temporary pursuit. It is not going to be eternal. Our life will come to an end after 50, 60, 70 years. Who knows when? Or perhaps tomorrow, or perhaps right now. Who knows when it is about to end? Who knows when it is about to end? Then why is the need to hate somebody? What is the need to abuse somebody? What is the need to go against somebody? And what is the need to insult somebody so brutally, so atrociously? It doesn't sound good. It doesn't look good. That is very, very condemnable. That is antisocial. That is inhumane. That is morbid. That is unsound. It is a retardation. It is a deceleration. That's it. So my life has always been all about this. People called me by various names. People also called me an incarnation of somebody who happened during 1930s, 40s and died in 90s. Perhaps I am the same person. Don't you see me? Don't you look at me? Don't you look into my eyes? Isn't the same melody there? Isn't the same intoxication there? Don't I look drunk? Spiritually drunk? Don't you see me? If you have the heart, if you have the eyes, you will recognize me immediately. But if you are living still in skepticism, utter skepticism, which cannot be done away with, which is very catastrophic, which is very unhealthy, beyond health, beyond sensibility, then you will have to evaluate me on your own terms and conditions, on your own parameters, and I will never stand up to your parameters on your yardstick, because whatever the parameters you form, whatever the yardstick you use, I do not accept it because it is a flawed one. It is a standardized one. A standardization looks good and feels good when it is about manufacturing things and commodities in the factories. But when it comes to understanding the very depth, profundity and expanse or scope of the consciousness, standardization does not work. Everybody is different here. Everybody is not similar. Everybody is dissimilar. Everybody is diverse. Everybody is different. Everybody is unique. We must understand it. We should not say that everybody is equal. Yeah, perhaps to some extent equality is important. Men and women should be treated equally. But the very mental framework of a man and the mental framework of a woman, they're all different. Definitely, they need different treatments, but in a more humane and loving way. They must be understood, not misunderstood. Women go through a lot of struggles every month. Do men go through them? No. Then men should understand the very struggle of women. They must understand the very menstrual health of women. If they are not understanding it, they are doing a big blunder. It is a big sin. Men also go through a lot of struggles: depression, societal pressure, family pressure, the pressure to earn money, take care of the family. Women should support. The very preconceived conventional notion that only a man will earn and the woman will sit in the house and enjoy the very fruits of the very salary. No, this mentality should go away. Sometimes even a woman can work, the man can sit in the house, or the man can work, or the woman can sit in the house, or both can work and both can sit in the house having completed their job. They should cooperate, they should collaborate, they should not be against each other. There should not be separate lines for men and women. Men and women should be united. There must be unity between them. My life is the message of unity. I have come with the message of unity once again. To unite everybody, to unite all the religions, to give them an umbrella under which everybody can take shelter. Absolutely. Absolutely. That is required. That is required. That is the requirement, that is the utmost requirement of time. And I am saying this with utter conviction, without ambiguity, without confusion, without anything. Only clarity, only concentration, only channelization, only direction, only light is there. And you have to understand it. You have to understand it. If I elaborate my life any further, it will become an autobiography. It will take several hours to jot it down properly. So I am looking forward to you for the next question. I always explain questions very elaborately, and it takes me a lot of time to be done with the explanation.
चलो, फोन की अब है बैटरी सर लो, बाकी हम कल करते हैं। आपसे बात करके बहुत अच्छा लगा।
Again organize a live session, and I am looking forward to other people as well join our live session from tomorrow. Other Punjabi people, other Indian people, or Turkish people, American people, English people, anybody. They can all join the session and they can all talk. They can all ask their questions. And if possible, why not in Hindi as well? Not at all a problem.
आपसे मिलके बहुत अच्छा लगा, आज खुशी हुई बहुत
मुझे भी
ज्यादा।
बहुत अच्छा लगा। मैं भी सुख से भर गया हूँ, खुशी से भर गया हूँ। बड़ा आनंदित हूँ कि आप भी आते हैं, बड़े सारे लोग आते हैं, जगह जगह से आते हैं, पंजाब से आते हैं, मध्य प्रदेश से आते हैं, राजस्थान से आते हैं, समस्त भारत से आते हैं और समस्त विश्व से आते हैं, आ ही जाते हैं। ये गुलशने आरजू, ये मकाम रास्ता, ये सफर जिंदगी का क्या बताएं सनम तुमसे, तेरी जुल्फों में आकर बंदिशें पैमाइश करते हैं हम कुछ। मेरी उल्फते जुबां तुम सुनो तो ये मोहब्बत की जुबां है, ये फना होने की जुबां है, कोई फरेबे दिल, कोई फरेबे हकीकत तो नहीं। ये अंदाजे आरजू है कि तुम पर मर मिटे हैं हम आज इस रोज समंदरे आशिकी में। कहो लहरों से कि ठहरे कुछ देर हमारे लिए भी, तेरे आंचल को छूकर आज हम आबादे जिंदगी हो गए। ये पलकों का टकराना है, ये लबों का टकराना है, ये जुल्फों का एक दूसरे से टकरा जाना है कि मोहब्बत हुई है यहाँ इस गली इस समय, यहाँ कोई और बात की गुंजाइश नहीं है। ये असरो अफसाना फना होने का है ऐ सनम, जिंदगी की बात अभी मत कीजिए, मजा तो मौत में आ।
वाह जी वाह।
मरकर भी जिंदा बहुत लोग रह जाते हैं यहाँ, मगर जीकर भी मर जाते हैं कुछ लोग यहाँ। जरूरत ए जिंदगी इस चीज की है कि जियो तो मोहब्बत में, मरो तो मोहब्बत में, बात फरेब की आएगी तो जिंदगी यहाँ नहीं है सनम। एक दूसरे को देखते रह जाओगे और तन्हाई के सिवा कुछ बाकी रहेगा। थामे हाथ किसी का, बैठे किसी के साथ, आंखों में किसी की देखें, डूबे किसी की आंखों में, छुए किसी के लबों को, टकराए लबों को, लबों से टकरा लेने दे, टकरा जाने दे, बिल्कुल हो जाने दे, ये मोहब्बत हो जाने दीजिए। जो करना चाहते हैं वही कर लीजिए, लेकिन कर लीजिए। अभी समय है, अभी कर लीजिए। अभी हाथ थामे, अभी चूमे, अभी आंखों में डूबे, अभी किसी के चेहरे को देखें, बहुत प्यार से, बहुत मोहब्बत से देखें। अभी किसी के लिए आंसू बहा दें, अभी रोने की इच्छा, अभी रो लें, पूरा ही रो लें, सारे के सारे आंसू ही गिरा दें, एक भी आंसू बाकी ना रहे। और सारे के सारे जब आंसू गिर जाएंगे तो आप जान जाएंगे कि मोहब्बत के सिवा कुछ भी सत्य नहीं है, भक्ति के सिवा कुछ भी नहीं है जीवन में, सब मिथ्या है, सब असत्य है, और सब आपको केवल और केवल असंतोष की तरफ ले जाएगा। असंतोषी हो जाते हैं लोग, संतोषजनक जीवन नहीं रहता। क्यों? क्यों? क्योंकि जीवन में प्रेम है ही नहीं, जीवन में समर्पण है ही नहीं, जीवन में भक्ति है ही नहीं। जब ये सारी चीजें जीवन में है ही नहीं तो क्या जीवन जीवन हो जाएगा? ये इतने ही दिन आप जी सकें जो उंगलियों पे गिने जा सके, उंगलियों पे गिने जा सके, इतने ही सारे दिन आप जीते। 2-4 रोज जीते हैं और ऐसा लगता है कि रोज जीते, नहीं नहीं, रोज नहीं जीते, रोज तो मरते ही। ये 2-4 दिन कभी कभार जी लेते हैं तो ऐसा लगता है कि आज जी ली। इसलिए होली है, दिवाली है, शादी है, विवाह है, बहुत सारे फंक्शंस हैं, इसमें ऐसा लगता है कि जी लिए। हाँ, थोड़ी देर के लिए लगता है, ये थोड़ी देर ही आप जीते, रोज नहीं जीते हैं, क्योंकि रोज जीते तो रोज उल्लास से भर जाते, रोज दीपावली, रोज होली। आप नहीं मना पाते हैं क्योंकि आप मनाना नहीं चाहते हैं। परमात्मा ने किसी को रोका नहीं, परमात्मा ने किसी को रोका नहीं। ये मिजाजो जिंदगी का हाले बयां हम कुछ इस कदर करते हैं, ये मिजाजो जिंदगी का हाले बयां हम कुछ इस कदर करते हैं, उल्फते जुबां उल्फते आशिकी लिख कर तुम्हारी आंखों में रख देते हैं और इंतजार करते हैं कि तुम आईना देखो और हमारा चेहरा उसमें पा दो। आईने पे निगाहें हैं, आईने पे करवटे, नींदें कम रातें ज्यादा हैं, जिंदगी की हसरतों आशिकी हम बताएं तो क्या बताएं, दीवानापन कुछ इस कदर है, न नींद आती है न जाग पाते हैं। ख्वाबे जहां, ये ख्वाबे पैमाइश भी तो देखिए, उल्फतें यहाँ हैं हजार, जिंदगियां हजार, पर हम जीते नहीं आपको देखते। कभी थामे आपका जो हाथ हम, कि रुक जाएं आपकी गली कुछ देर, आप हमें देखें हम आपको देखें, ये क्या हो जाए किसको क्या पता। संजीदगियां हैं जिंदगी में बहुत ऐ सनम, तुम संजीदगियों की बात मत करो, डूबो किसी की निगाहों में कुछ इस कदर कि रात वहां हो और दिन वहां। ये शामें हैं कई, ये शामें हैं कई, इंतजार बहुत ज्यादा, किसी को देख कर चलते हैं रास्तों पर हम, ये मंजिल जो आएगी ये मंजिल फना होने की मंजिल, ये मंजिल जो आएगी ये फना होने की मंजिल। ये कुर्बतो आजो रुखसते बयां हम जो करते हैं, जिंदगी की हकीकतें हैं सनम हकीकतों से ज्यादा, तुमसे कहते हैं तुम सुनो तो जिंदगी कम है, तुम ना सुनो तो जिंदगी ज्यादा। क्यों? क्योंकि जिंदगी तुम हो और तुम्हारे बिना शायद कुछ भी नहीं। तुम नहीं सुनो तो जिंदगी ज्यादा है, यहां इसका मतलब ये है कि जिंदगी बहुत ज्यादा है, जिंदगी बहुत थकान भरा है। तुम सुनो तो जिंदगी कम है, ये थकान थोड़ी कम होगी। तुम सुनोगी तो थकान थोड़ी कम हो जाएगी, तुम देखोगी, तुम हाथ थामोगी, थकान थोड़ी कम हो जाएगी। तुम्हारे आंचल में थोड़ी देर सर रखे हैं, तुम्हारे पास थोड़ी देर बैठे हैं। ये जो दुख है, ये जो बहुत हमारा कलेजा आग से भरा हुआ है, ये जो सीने में आग की लपटें उठती हैं, ये थोड़ी कम हो जाए, इस पर थोड़ा पानी डालो, इसे थोड़ा शांत करो, इस आग को थोड़ा तुम शांत कर दो। ये जो दुख में हम चले गए हैं, ये जो संताप में चले गए हैं, क्रोध में चले गए हैं, ये जो घुटते हैं, मरते हैं, इसे जरा सा कम करो। अपनी आगोश में भरो ऐ सनम कि हालत हमारी भी कुछ ठीक नहीं, हसरतो जुनू करके आए हैं तुम्हारा, अब तुम्हारे सिवा किसी पर यकीन नहीं, तुम्हारे सिवा किसी पर यकीन नहीं है। मोहब्बत कुछ ऐसी ही चीज है, ये दीवानापन कुछ ऐसा ही है, ये आशिकी कुछ ऐसी ही है कि जिस पर मोहब्बत है आप लुटाते हैं, उस पर ही यकीन होता है, किसी और पर है ही हो ही नहीं सकता है। मोहब्बत तो यकीन की चीज है, मोहब्बत तो यकीन की दास्तान है, ये दास्ताने यकीन मोहब्बत है सनम, बात तुम ख्वाबों की मत ही करो, दिल से करते हैं लोग कुछ काम, बात तुम दिमाग की करो ही मत। कुछ चीजें दिल से होती हैं, दिमाग से होती हैं। मैं बातें करता हूं, दिमाग से बातें करूं तो मैं 15-20 घंटे पहले ही चला जाऊं, मैं दिल से करूं तो शायद बातें कभी खत्म नहीं। बातों का क्या है, बातें बस ऐसी ही है। मैं दिमाग से भी बातें कर सकता हूँ, दिल से भी बातें कर सकता हूँ। दिमाग से की हुई बातें खोखली होंगी, ये मोटिवेशनल स्पीच हो गया। दिल से की गई बातें प्रवचन हो गए। यही अंतर है मोटिवेशनल स्पीच और प्रवचन में। मोटिवेशनल स्पीच दिमाग से किया जाता है और प्रवचन या व्याख्यान ये हृदय से दिया जाता है। ये हृदय का हृदय से लगाव है, ये हृदय से हृदय का बंधन है, संगम है, संगीत है, यही है, इसके सिवा कुछ भी नहीं है। ये हुस्नो अनजानापन कुछ ऐसा है कि बगैर तुम्हारे हमें कुछ भी अच्छा लगता नहीं। सितारों को देखकर सितारों से बातें करते हैं हम, तन्हाई कुछ इस कदर है तुम्हारे बिना अब हमें जीना नहीं। इसी गजल के साथ, इसी कविता के साथ मैं अपनी वाणी को विराम दूंगा। बहुत अच्छा लगा आपसे बात करके बनी जी, और मैं देखता हूँ और भी सारे लोग जुड़ेंगे, कल से बहुत लोगों से बातें करेंगे, बातें ही करते रह जाएंगे, बातें करते करते ये जिंदगी बीत जाएगी। अच्छा है बातें करते करते ही जिंदगी बीत जाए। जिंदगी में और रखा भी क्या है? जिंदगी में और रखा भी क्या है? बातें नहीं करेंगे तो क्या, किसी से नफरत करेंगे, किसी पर पत्थर फेंकेंगे, किसी को गोली मार देंगे, क्या करेंगे, किसी से क्रोध करेंगे? ये सब करने के लिए जिंदगी है ही नहीं जी। जिंदगी में इतना व्यर्थ समय है ही नहीं, परमात्मा ने दिया ही नहीं। हम ही व्यर्थ समय निकाल लेते हैं, दूसरों से नफरत करते हैं, षड्यंत्र रचते हैं, बहुत कुछ करते हैं, दूसरों के लिए गड्ढे खनते हैं और उसमें खुद ही गिर जाते हैं। और सब लोग गिरते जा रहे हैं और हर कोई दूसरों के लिए गड्ढा खोदता रहता है, और ये सारे रास्ते गड्ढों से भरे हुए रास्ते हैं, हर कोई गिरता रहता है। और सबों के मन में बस एक ही बात चलती है, एक ही प्रश्न उठता है कि इतने सारे गड्ढे कहाँ से आ गए? ये सारे गड्ढे हमारे लिए दूसरे बनाते नहीं, ये आपका भी बनाया हुआ है। अधिकतर मामले में तो यही होता है। बड़ी संभावना है, बड़े मजे की बात है कि अपने ही बनाए गड्ढे में आप खुद ही गिर जाते। आपको ऐसा लगता है कि सामने वाला पड़ोसी गड्ढा बनाकर चला गया, नहीं, ये गड्ढा आपका ही बनाया हुआ, आपने कल ही बनाया था, आप भूल गए। आपने कल इतने सारे गड्ढे बनाए थे, आपने इतने गड्ढे बनाए थे कि आप भूल गए कि कौन सा गड्ढा आपका है। आपने ABCD करके डिमार्केशन भी लगा दिया था कि एक गड्ढा हमारा है, B गड्ढा हमारा है, लेकिन 3-4 दिनों के बाद आपने XYZ इतना गड्ढा बना दिया, AZAY भी गड्ढा बना दिया, आपने पूरा गणित उसमें शामिल कर दिया, अपने गड्ढों में खुद ही गिर जाते। और लोग दूसरों से पूछते हैं कि क्या हो गया। कोई जब जीता है, जीवित है, तो उसके पास बैठते नहीं है, और जब मर गया तो कहते हैं कि बड़ा अच्छा व्यक्ति था, ये तो बड़ा अच्छा व्यक्ति था। लेकिन जो बड़ा अच्छा व्यक्ति था उसके साथ आपने कभी बात की, उसके साथ बैठे, उससे हालचाल आपने पूछा, उसकी बातें आपने सुनी क्या? लेकिन चला गया तो एक ही बात पूछते हैं, बड़ा अच्छा, बड़े अच्छे व्यक्ति थे, बड़े जीवन से भरे हुए थे। आप मृत्यु से भरे हुए थे, वे भी मृत्यु से भरे हुए थे, अच्छा हुआ वे भी मर गए, आप भी एक दिन मर जाएंगे और धरती का भार कम होगा और धरती थोड़ी हल्की हो जाएगी। बड़े सारे लोग हैं, बड़े भारी लोग हैं, धरती बहुत भारी हो गई, धरती थोड़ी हल्की होनी चाहिए। ऐसे लोगों को तो चले ही जाना चाहिए, लेकिन बाकी लोगों को धरती के लिए पुष्प की भांति उन्हें रहना चाहिए और धरती को कोमल बनाना चाहिए, ये सुगंध से भर देना चाहिए, खुशबू से भर देना चाहिए। ये अंदाजे खुशबू कुछ इस कदर हमारे मैखाने में है कि महफिल सजती रोज है और तुम्हारी आंखों में डूब कर रोज सोते। ये शराबे नशा है तुम्हारी मोहब्बत का सनम, या ये हुस्न दीवानगी, ये हुस्न आफताब हम कहें तुमको कि तुम्हारे जुल्फों पे आकर हम आज राबताए शिद्दत हो गए। अब बताओ इस फनाए मोहब्बते शिद्दते यकीन में हकीकतों से ज्यादा कुछ कहें तो कहें क्या? क्या कहें, क्या करें, कुछ पता नहीं। जिंदगी बस ऐसी है। जिंदगी को समझें, जिंदगी को पूरा पूरा जिए, जिंदगी को पूरी हकीकत के साथ जिए, पूरी चेतना के साथ जिए, पूरे होश के साथ जिए। लिव लाइफ टू इट्स एब्सोल्यूट टोटलिटी, live life in its absolute wonderment, live life in its utmost glory and beauty. Life is to be lived with utmost beauty, glory, wonderment, sophistication, miracle, education, literature, poetry, music, dance. Life is in its totality. Life is never in totalitarianism. Keep this thing noted. Life is never in totalitarianism. Life is always in its absolute totality. फिर मिलते हैं बनी जी।
जरूर जी जरूर।
अब इस लाइव सेशन को यहीं पे विराम देंगे। थैंक यू वेरी मच।